What's going on, Born for Sports? Week 15 in the NFL, Giants Saints in New Orleans. Well, last week was a real good win for the Giants. They went in on a Monday night, hosted Green Bay Packers, and pulled out a win. Tommy DeVito is the toast of the town right now, man. He's out there playing, doing what he's got to do. Hasn't really wowed with the statistic. Doesn't, go crazy and put up gaudy numbers like a CJ Stroud rookie performance type. But you know what? He's got some juice going right now with the team. They're playing for him. They're playing for Brian Daboll. Speaking of Brian Daboll, he's putting out some good game plans to, mask some things with him and may put him in a good position to have success on the field. And, Tommy DeVito is got some mojo going for this New York Giant team, But to be honest, this defense is the main reason why these Giants have been pulling a few games out lately. And Tommy DeVito is, making the right play. He's not turning the ball over, which is the biggest thing for him. And he's making, he's out there fighting and he's making plays, man. That last couple of drives he had in the Monday night game to pull it out on the game-winning field goal drive, just throwing darts, man. Just throwing some accurate balls, downfield against Wan'Dale Robinson, and to Wan'Dale Robinson on that last drive was just a tremendously accurate throw and confident throw, and set up the field goal range to overcome what would have been a disaster type of loss because of Saquon Barkley fumbling. He had a good game with a couple of touchdowns, but he could have put the game away late drive in the fourth quarter, and he just ran down the sidelines. He had an open space and just tripped and fell and fumbled the ball, and they recovered, but still, nevertheless, after the tired defense gave up the touchdown to take the lead, Tommy DeVito took that team down the field confidently. And that pass to Wan'Dale Robinson was a real good pass, probably the best pass I've seen from a Giant quarterback all season, including Mr. Daniel $40 million man Jones and Tyrod Taylor. And obviously the team is playing for Tommy DeVito. They believe in him, man. They believe in him, and it's good to see. He's a good story. The whole Jersey local kid and his family's out there tailgating before the game. Tommy Cutlass, this and that. Hey, listen, it's good to see some happiness and joy in Giant Land, man. I'll say that. I'm not ready to say he's the answer for the franchise, but I do believe he's the answer as far as a backup quarterback next year, and I hope the Giants see that and bring him back, because obviously Tyrod Taylor will not be a Giant next year, and whether we like it or not, Daniel Jones is going to be here. He's going to be here. So the question will be whether he will be a starter when he's here. That's going to be the question. And something I don't think the Giants should do, especially if they have an opportunity to get a better player. But that's a story for another day. As far as the game goes, this week, Tommy DeVito will be tested, man. This is a New Orleans Saints team. You're on the road in a house of horrors. And if you're a Giant fan, like me, for over 35 years, you know that this place in New Orleans is a house of horrors. The Giants always struggle in that building. I will say the last time they did play them in that building, they pulled out a good win in the Joe Judge era. It was an upset win, but man, even when we had great Super Bowl teams, we struggled in that building, man. I could go back to as far in the 80s and 90s, we used to struggle in New Orleans too. There was a game LT had a memorable Monday night performance with one arm, though. I do remember that. But traditionally, we struggle in that place, man. Drew Brees era, we used to get murdered when we go out there. Straight up murdered when we used to go out there, man. A house of horrors. I don't know. It's something about that Superdome. Even when we had those Super Bowl teams, we struggled, man. We struggled. Shoot, I remember plenty of those games. Man, I remember that Eli Manning 6 touchdown game. The best, touchdown performance in Eli's career, and Drew Brees throws for 7. I mean, it was crazy, that game. That game was a crazy, tremendously fantasy-friendly game, too, I might add. But it was a very, very very tough place to play for the New York Giants. So, Mr. Tommy DeVito, you're going to be tested, man, because that Saint defense is legit, man, especially in their building. It's going to be loud. It's going to be a raucous crowd. They're fighting for a division title over there. So, you know, the Giants are mathematically alive. I'm not going there, guys. I'm sorry. I'm not. Listen, if you win this game, then I guess we can have a possible conversation, but it is a long shot. But those Saints have a chance to win the division, so they will be ready to play. And I think, you know, they haven't been playing great as of late, so, you know, they're going to want to turn that around. David Carr doesn't scare me. Easily can rattle him. If you hit him a few times, he'll give up some turnovers and stuff like that. I'm more concerned with that Saint defense. The Giant defense has been living with turnover parties every week. If they can do the same thing this week, the Giants will have a chance to win. But they're going to need some short fields because it's going to be a loud and raucous crowd. Evan Neal's going to miss another game. Still not ready to play. He was trying to practice on a limited basis, but he's doubtful for the game. Maybe possibly next week he can probably get on the field. We will see. Possible Darren Waller signing this week. They activated his IR return window. He's saying he's ready to go. We will see. I don't know if he will be ready to go, but we will see about that. If he's activated this weekend to play, but he's getting close too. So it's going to be good to see Mr. Darren Waller get on the field and see if he can get some chemistry going with Mr. Tommy DeVito. He had a little bit of that with Tyrod Taylor, so let's see if DeVito can get some with him as well. All in all, it's going to be a test on Sunday. We'll see what Mr. DeVito's made of, man. Hopefully this Giant defense will keep playing the way they've been playing because they've been living with turnover city, man. They've been forcing them and helping the offense out a lot. Don't forget to like and subscribe to Born for Sports. Let's go Giants.